Hi everyone, welcome to the masterclass on aware parenting. And today, Aatmn Parmar, who's our founder of Radikal, will be taking us through this masterclass. And all of you listening here, definitely go through those kind of moments with their children that, what do we do? How do we handle these issues sometimes or challenges? And, what is the right response and how can we improve our relationships? So Radical helped me personally a lot with my journey because with me and my daughter we had a lot of challenges in the beginning, and from a relationship where we I used to struggle to really connect to her. With the help of Radical understanding and becoming an aware parent, today we are amazing friends, and she feels the comfort to share everything with me, and I also share a lot with her, and she's like, please, you're my mother, so you know but gratitude to Atman and Radical for helping me become very aware as a parent. And I'm hoping that all of you attending today's class understand how we are conditioned, and beliefs coming from our parents affect how we want to parent our children, and how that kind of has a repercussion on our parenting style. So I welcome Atman to this masterclass and hope everybody benefits from today's class and would like to pursue with the journey. Let me invite Atman. Yeah. Thank you, Atman.
Hello, thank you, Ma. Thank you so much. I take over now. Okay. So, my journey with aware parenting started way back when I became a parent figure. And just to let you know, I was practicing homeopathy and I had three children. Out of that, a set of twins, premature, underweight, and fantastic challenges, as you can imagine, right? So there were difficulties, of course, and plenty of them. Nice, interesting challenges. And yet, slowly, as I started observing them and observing myself, and as I started working on myself, it became much more easier to handle them. And it appeared like a seamless story. So, how? So, whenever I would see them ruffled, I would check within, where have I got ruffled? And whenever I would see disputes amongst them, I would say, where is the conflict within me? Whenever I would see them behaving in a particular way, which was not really acceptable to me as a parent, instead of correcting them, I started looking within and checking, how can I correct myself so that they learn to correct themselves on their own? I realized that it's so easy to work on yourself rather than trying to discipline children, teach them something, bringing them up with certain ideology. And very soon I realized children are nothing but our extensions and our projections. And I verified that time and again. To an extent, when I became a therapist and a healer, so many parents would come and tell me, hey, I I want my child to be treated by you. Please take a session therapy for my child. And I would say, can I work with you instead? And that has invariably worked. Hyper children just calm mother down, and children becomes calmer. Difficult, stressful time with children, you may blame it on children and their behavior and their learning disabilities and so on and so forth. Sometimes even the other parent, like when you're a parent and you want somebody else, like your partner, and you feel, oh, it's because of you and your partner and your father and your mother and your in-laws. Nothing. Just settle yourself, and when you settle yourself, things become all right. And I'm sure this is something, when I'm telling you, many of you have already experienced that periodically and very, very often, right? And we also have really gone through our own stories, because parenting is not about just parenting your children. You're parenting your pets, your projects, your plans, and you see how your emotions, your thoughts, your attitude directly and indirectly affect all of them. And that's one of the reasons why you need to make sure that you remain completely aware of yourself. So, this is a unique program. When you hear about parenting programs or parenting philosophy, normally you expect do's and don'ts. Treat children like this, tell them this, never do this way, and don't do this way. Interestingly, none of them works. None of them really consistently work, because each child is so different. Each parents are so different. Their dynamics are so different. Their interactions are so different. Their needs, aspirations are so different. And if that goes on, where can we draw a line, and how can we design rules for parents in general? There is no generalization. It has to be a unique way of looking at each child, because we know if you have three or four children, each one of them are so different, and each one of them will perceive you differently and relate to you differently. So, how can you have a generalized rule as a parent or for parenting? It's not possible. You just need to see what in you is manifesting through your children. And if you learn and master the art of looking within and correcting within to streamline your peripheral stories, it's not just with your children, but with anyone and everyone around you, life can ease out and get streamlined. So, with this philosophy, I wanted to elaborate further. But before that, let me just have a look at the guest section. There seems to be a little impatience there. Uh, yeah, so I will invite some of them definitely over here. However, I also wanted to let you know that this is getting streamed on social media, on my YouTube channel, Radical YouTube channel, on some of the groups, and also on Facebook. So if you find it difficult, please add that also in our WhatsApp group, that you can catch up on social media, so that everybody can watch the live in a very easy way. Thank you. All right. I want you to look back and see how your parents brought you up and what was happening then. What were their incompletions which you tried to complete? Probably you did it happily. Probably you did not do that happily. However, you always were expected, especially if you were the first child, to complete a lot of incompletions. The first child becomes a project work. It has to be perfect. It has to be a masterpiece. It has to be a showpiece. A lot of first child children go through the best and the worst that parents can offer. By second, they are much more easy and lenient, because all their expectations and all their incompletions and guilts and regrets, whatever they thought they couldn't, they would want their child to do it. So, for example, I wanted to become a doctor. My parents never allowed. I'm going to make sure that my first child, my children, or my child becomes a doctor. And usually it's the first one. Okay. Now that child may be an artist, maybe a sports person, but that child may not have a choice but to become a doctor. At least it was true in our times. Now It's not so much only with a career, it could be with so many things. So my parents were not strict enough, and I got completely spoiled. I want to make up I want to make sure that I will now be very, very strict with my child. Or if you liked your parents for doing what they did, you will do exactly for your child almost in the same way. So the way you were parented has a major influence on your style of parenting. It may not be the same, it could be exactly opposite. However, do you know when you became parent? In your mind, you became a parent when you were still a child. When you were being parented, you decided how you want to be parented. And that's what influenced the entire style of your parenting. Now, later, you may be a very cautious parent based on how you were parented. You could be very vigilant parent. You could be a happy-go-lucky parent, or you could be a very, very dynamic parent, go-getter parent, or you could be a very laid-back parent. You could be a highly disciplined parent, or you could be very understanding and friendly parent figure. But a lot depends upon what was there, how you perceived your parents. Now, please do not blame your parents for all that happened to you as a child, because it was not them, it's you. How? Ask your siblings. Ask your siblings to describe your parents, and each one of them will describe in a different way. So, was it parent or was it you? It's you who perceive parents differently. So, I have two sisters, and if I ask them to describe, they will have their own stories about the parenting, and it would be different compared to the story that I have about them. So, parents usually have a kind of influence which may be uniform, may not be uniform. However, it's you and how you perceive creates so much of difference in the way you look at life in general, not just parents. Now, your perception is based on your past baggage. You know, we all come with certain pre programming, and that's how we choose parents. We also have karmic backlog, we have stories. We don't come uh, with total freedom. So when we have our backlogs, and also how mother was going through what she was going through during that pregnancy, based on that, how as a soul we have chosen this set of parenting for certain set of experiences, determines a lot what happens in the scenario of parents. So, a lot of time, some very, very down to earth, very poor, struggling parents suddenly start thriving in life if the child is here with the pre programming of prosperity. And at times, a child is just born and the downfall starts, sicknesses start, and separation happens. So there is a pre-program at the psychospiritual level that needs to be examined. And based on that, you choose parents. And now, based on your perception of the parents and childhood experiences, you choose parenting style. And based on your parenting styles and your choices at the soul level, the new soul chooses you to be parented by you, and the cycle continues repeating. Somewhere we need to understand the larger picture. And when we understand the larger picture, you completely understand what's happening to you and the world around you, why children are the way they are, and why you are the way you are. And a lot can shift in your space and in your children's face, because you become a conscious parent or an aware parent. And of course, your children remain beneficiaries. Having said that, maybe I'll invite some of the people if they want to come over here and describe their experiences as parents. Uh, and how would I know? Just switch on the video so I would know that uh, you wouldn't mind coming. Okay, all right. Ambika, let's bring Ambika if she's okay. You may not switch on the video, but if you would like to speak
Yeah.
or
Hello,
sure.
Aatmn.
Yes, hi.
Hi. Yeah. So I have a son, and he's completed his graduation, and uh, most of my time I have been working, and for some reason, my son has understood certain responsibilities that I go through. I had that during his schooling and his college life, and the adaptability that has come uh, has been very magical. And somewhere when I used to think, when I was in school and I used to go home, because I had a mom who was always available for me at home. She was a homemaker. She is a homemaker. I always had that comfort of coming back to my mother, and I always used to wonder what my son would feel about his mom being working. And somewhere one day he said, Mama, why don't you become a teacher so that when I go to school, you go to school, and when I come back home, you come back home? And I said, that would be a very lovely thing to happen. However, my interests are not in teaching. And what I'm doing currently is where my interests lie. And I didn't know that unknowingly I sowed a seed in his mind that what one likes to do, one has to do it and go for it. Just go for it. Um, a lot of people around you, your children, your spouse will have certain expectations, uh, certain unasked uh, rules, or unasked. There will be certain demands always from your parents, from your colleagues. But at the end of the day, whatever makes your heart happy, whatever puts you in the blissful zone is definitely going to work. However much you think of changing or shifting your career for others, or trying to do to keep others happy, it's not going to work. And that's what happened when Atharva had to choose his subjects. I said, I give you the full liberty to choose whatever subjects you want to choose, and that put him in such a comfort zone that he picked up the subjects that he wanted to do graduation in, and he's doing well. So yeah, and of course, Radical came into my life, or Radical uh, chose me at the right time. I would say initially I used to say I enrolled in Radical at the right time, but no, Radical chose me at the right time, and um, it helped me understand the dynamics of the mother and the child, and existing as two beings, not playing the role play of a mother always. There is no need to play the role play. The moment I play the role play of a mother, there are situations in my child's space. But when I am just being, he's also just being. I don't know whether I put it up uh, or
Perfect.
by to, yeah. Thank you, Atman.
Perfect. Perfect. Thank you so much, Ambika, for sharing that. Um, usually, Because we have unresolved childhood, the parenting style gets affected. The best way would be to be friends to your children, but that would take a little time because children need to grow up. Till then, what? Then you learn eventually to understand that ultimately you have to heal the child in you first. Okay. And when you start healing the child in you, the compulsive parenting goes down. And when the compulsive parenting goes down, you naturally become much more easygoing, friends with your children, even if they are young. That's what Amika's trying to say. Not that she was a compulsive parenting, but there was a shade of, sense of responsibility because we've been taught that being a parent, one has to be responsible. I mean, the society is full of, comments or people who will remind you. I remember as a child, अरे कितनी पतली हो गई ये खाना नहीं देती है क्या बच्चे को सुलाती नहीं है साफ नहीं करती है देखो गंदा है मुंह धो लो इसको ये कर लो. So a lot of times the mother is made to feel responsible for as a and be a responsible mother, and then whole love and fun and everything vanishes under the guise of responsibility, and you miss out on just having fun with your children at times because now you're busy proving that you're a responsible mother, and make sure that nobody can raise fingers and say, hey, these are the mistakes you did. And the whole game backfires on you because when you look back, you realize, oh, there were such beautiful moments I could have spent with my child. And I was busy disciplining, I was busy cleaning him or her, I was busy feeding, cooking for them. And where's the time? I didn't get time to even have fun. So then you wait to become grandchildren, and there is no guarantee that you'll be able to enjoy even grandchildren, right? Because today it's not even certain. So, how about enjoying every moment uh, with or without being in a role play as a parent? And that requires a lot of conscious awareness and presence of mind. Would anybody like to share their experiences here more? Abir, Carol? Carol, are you ready? Um, how would I know? Just put, okay, Abir. Okay, let's add Abir.
Hello, Atman. How are you?
Hi. Hmm.
Well, I was never a parent till last year. The
Uh-huh.
kids pops up out of nowhere, kids of my husband, and I found myself as a mother. But
Ah.
I didn't do any well in that. There was lots of problem with respect. So
Mhm.
I'm getting still help with radical.
Mm.
Especially regarding respect because we were taught that kids has to respect no matter what,
Ah, okay. Yes.
and this is a false
Hmm.
it's not a must, it has to be in you. It's not something you have to teach. So this is what I'm going through right now with the whole
Mhm.
situation. um so yeah, thanks to radical to show us all the wrong thoughts that we have regarding parenting. And if you can tell me anything else that you can help
Yes,
me with that, because I became a mother and I never wanted to be.
correct. So respect the role play of mother if you want respect from your stepson or stepchildren.
Yes,
Okay? Because somewhere you're not respecting the role play.
true, very true.
Okay. And challenge the beliefs. Okay. Stop playing a mother because the children may not be ready for you as a mother and they don't want to give you that position, and that's all right. You can still become friends with them.
Well, the problem when I was a true self as a friend, they took over. and they
Ah,
wanted to control.
mm.
So here I lost the whole game. Like I'm really being myself, and then they are taking advantage of that.
So, yes, this is one thing that comes in the way of parenting, certainly, is the fear part of it. The fear of being controlled, fear of being taken over, fear of being ruled and dominated. There's a way to go about it. We'll discuss in upcoming webinars, Abir. This is pretty interesting challenge. And hats off to you that you're handling it so well.
Mm,
If not so well, at least you're attempting, I'm sure. But with true awareness, I'm sure you'll strike a balance. There's a reason why this child or children have come to your space all of a sudden.
true,
Okay. And
true.
yeah,
Thank
there
you
would
for
be
the
some
insight. I will
responsibility.
work on fear of being controlled. Exactly. Thank you.
Yes. So you can work on that, and probably it would be much easier.
Thank you
Yeah?
so much.
Most welcome. And if it's a solar chakra issue, another tip that I could give is go to the heart chakra. Okay. Right now, the relationship is at solar chakra. Okay.
Okay.
Thank
Thank you so much.
thank you, Abhi. Okay. Yeah, so here were some real examples of parentings and concerns, and probably these were nothing. I know some parents are really facing tough situations when children get into addictions and abuse and uh, literal indisciplining, as well as dropping out of education. Trust, if it is children or others, doesn't matter. They are only showing you the mirror of your inner world, mirror of your soul and soul plan. Rather than working hard on correcting them, just look within. What are they reminding you of? What is unhealed in you? Heal that, and you'll find a shift in them. That's the purpose of upcoming series of webinars on aware parenting. We are starting very soon, and it's a 2 hour session per week. However, very deep, very insightful, and I wouldn't say that it's for your children. I would say it's for the child in you. You'll heal so much of your past by reflecting on what's happening to you as a parent and your child. And that child can be animals, pets, plants, projects, anything. You could be even parenting your parents if they're invalid and if you're looking after them. You could be parenting your in laws. Sometimes you may end up parenting your spouse. We all have a child in us, parent in us, and an adult in us. And if we integrate and create a beautiful harmony, you will find so much of peace within, and that peace will reflect on children and you as parents, as well as it will heal a lot of you, a lot of past of you and the child within you. So do join us. We will add the link on social media very soon. And if not, just connect with us on Aatmn.com. I hand over to Uma. And yeah, let's see what Uma has to say. Uma, are you there? Yes. Let me add her to the stream.
Thank you, Atman.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. So, I would like to share the details of the upcoming course on the aware parenting. It's going to start on the 15th. So, this is coming Sunday, 15th Jan to 5th of March. We are going to have 8 sessions every Sunday, 8 o'clock to 9 o'clock. I'd like to share the fees also. The fees is 12,000, but we've made a special on the spot discount for people who would be wanting to join within 48 hours. So the on the spot discount fees is 9,800. We'll put the link on the groups. and this is valid for 48 hours. Along with this course, we are also gifting you something called Emotional Wellness Club, and it's worth 1200 per month. In this, you are going to get very interesting things. You will get to experience yoga, sound healing, fitness dance. We'll be giving you awareness guidance twice a week. There will be daily healing sessions twice a day, self healing guidance through chat support, and you'll also get free courses that you can do whenever you have time, like how to beat your stress, how to address anxiety, and lots more courses. So this is a complimentary gift called the Emotional Wellness Club if you want to start the Aware Parenting course. So that's for the details, and you can get in touch with us for more details, and we'll share the link on the all the groups. So thank you so much for joining us, and see you soon. Thank you, Atman.
Thank you, Ubal.
Thank
See you soon. Whether you join the course or not, my request would be to look backward, look to the past. I know you need to be here and now. However, to be here and now, you need to heal past completely. If you're not completely healed, and if you've suppressed, there are going to be few triggers here and there, and see how your past is ruling your current moment. Just be aware, even if you do not heal. And if you're simply aware of who you are and why you are the way you are, you'll be able to accept yourself. And when you accept yourself well, you'll be able to accept even your children. So all the best and happy parenting. Trust it's one of the most enriching experiences, and may you enjoy it to the fullest. And have a great parenting time. Thank you so much. Bye bye.
thank you.